All right, Dallas, Nashville. I didn't see any of this, even the highlights, so take it away, Nate.
Yeah, Dallas got the 3-2 win. 1-0 in the series for Dallas. I only watched highlights. Zuccarello scored.
Radulov.
Yeah, Radulov, but Zuccarello got the game winner, and from what I could tell, it looked pretty close, but Bishop let's look to out-goaltend Rinne. But
Nashville's goals are by Zubin and Yossi, both defensemen. Victor Arvidsson, Forsberg weren't making much of an impact.
Yeah, because I only saw the highlights, so it's hard to comment. Yeah. But I do know that they were saying Nashville has had trouble scoring the last 20, 30 games, and they got both their goals from D. So that's something to track.
That's new territory for them, man.
Yeah, so it's something to track. If Nashville, maybe this just isn't their year. We'll it's hard to tell until they play more games. But yeah, let's go to a game we know more about.
Vegas, San Jose.
Yeah, San Jose, the big 5-2 win over Vegas.
I saw the highlights, and it seemed like penalties were a brew.
Yeah, lots of power plays.
A 3-on-3 in regular time.
Well, you have a 3-on-3, and you got Burns and Carlson on your team. That's a recipe for scoring some goals, which they did.
Yeah. Burns, Evander Kane, Joe Pavelski takes one off the teeth.
Oh, man, that was a great goal.
Is that off a Carlson shot, I think? I'm pretty sure it was a Carlson shot.
Let me see.
Or a Burns shot.
I got the stats here, so let's see where this goal was. Pavelski from Burns, yeah. So Burns ripped it off his kisser.
Yeah.
And just looking at the points here, like Kane, goal and an assist. Burns, goal and an assist. Hurdle, goal and an assist. Carlson, 2 assists. So all the big guns showed up for San Jose, which is a little surprising because San Jose, they really sucked to end the season.
Yeah, they did. The guys turning around. Vegas, they only had Stone show up, I guess. Did you see anything from them?
No, again, this game, I only really watched the highlights, but it was more noticeable Fleury struggling.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not a great night for him. Some bad luck, but also he wasn't as dialed in as last year. And that, even last year, San Jose said they thought they should have won the series against Vegas, but Fleury was the difference.
Yeah.
So this year, Fleury's not dialed in. San Jose will probably beat them.
Oh, Fleury wasn't dialed in for game 1. I'm not writing off Fleury yet.
Well, that's why I said if he's not dialed in.
No, that's going to be an interesting series. By far, sitting in the West, we're assuming Colorado goes past, or Calgary goes past Colorado, and we'll face one of the two. I have no prediction who that's going to be. Could be either one quite easily.
Who would you prefer?
Who would I prefer?
Yeah.
Tough one, too. I'm almost leaning towards San Jose.
I know recency bias is going to factor into this, but I was also leaning San Jose.
But that's not true, man. Evander Kane, he's got Smith's number.
That's why we have Riddick.
Yeah.
Because, going back to Calgary for a second, my concern with Smith is not so much when he's rested, because this season he's played great when he's had rest. My concern is if he gets tired, which has proven that's been a factor this season. So, we've had, 5 days off or something since last game. So Smith playing well wasn't a big concern. But now that his groin's blowing out and we got to play another game, that'll be the one to watch. Can Smith do it 2 nights in a row? Not a shutout, but play well.
All right, on to the East, Toronto-Boston. Toronto pulls off a big win over a solid Boston team. I credit Mitch Marner for the win, straight up.
Yeah, he got the first 2 goals.
Yeah, played hard. Toronto's also played a strong defensive game. There was a couple breakdowns. Anderson made a couple really good saves. But overall, Babcock did good at coaching them. Is like, hey, this is how we're going to win this game. Because Boston is a strong team, and they were playing strong.
Yeah, here it shows Anderson had 37 saves, so he had a busy night.
Yeah.
But there weren't a lot of grade A chances. It was a lot of outside shots.
Anderson wasn't saving, like, he was making the saves, but everything was bouncing off him. He wasn't holding anything, and Boston was not capitalizing on those rebounds. I really do think Boston's going to pull this off, but go Leafs go, I don't know.
I'm cheering against the Leafs, but, you can't choke in Game 7 if you don't win 3 games first. So Toronto has to win a couple games here to get it to 7th game.
Well put. Carolina, Washington. Really the only thing there for Carolina, Svechnikov getting 2 goals. They made it interesting. We thought there could be a comeback at the end there.
It was close, and because we only watched the third period. We watched Toronto and Boston, and then we caught the third period of this game. But Carolina looked good.
In the third period.
Yeah. And, looking at the stats here, they outshot Washington 27-14. So it seems like they had a lot of the play, but, Washington they know how to win now. 4
goals on 14 shots. And what we saw, Mrazek...
One was an empty net.
Yeah, sorry. Mrazek looked good, too, like... On top of those few shots that we saw, he was making some pretty big saves.
Yeah. It's hard to tell without watching the first 2 periods. But Carolina, they still have some holes on their team. And I think goaltending is one of them. They don't have that bona fide number 1 goalie like a Frederick Anderson.
Well, neither the Flames, or at least we didn't. I think it's the same thing in Carolina. I think Mrazek's good and McElhinney can be good.
They both can be good. I don't think either of them can be
elite.
A Mike Smith.
Oh, strong words. Love it.
No, they're both good goalies, but I think Carolina's team they're still young, they're still developing. Washington just has a little more experience.
Yeah. Go Carolina, try to make this interesting, but I'm pretty sure Washington's taking this.
And the other thing to always factor in to all these series is, it kind of leads into Colorado again. Some teams pushed really hard to get in the playoffs. And now that they're here, they've already used, half the tank. Whereas other teams have coasted into the playoffs and they're rested, they're ready to go. And that does make a difference, especially if the series goes longer. And we've seen before, teams will win 10 in a row and they get in the playoffs and then they lose in the first round because they've gassed themselves just to make it. So Carolina could be a victim of that too, that they played so well and so hard down the stretch.
We know that didn't happen in Calgary because we're resting 2 weeks before playoffs even start. That feels good. Right on, should we hit the boards?
Yeah, let's do a quick comment board, heroes. Okay, yes. Welcome to Comment Board Heroes. We do a quick playoff edition just for the Flames. This is where we look at, the comment boards and find some of the best comments and then comment on the comments. So how do you want to do this? You just want me to read them? And
read them out and we'll poke some fun.
Okay, Short Shift. That's good advice. Short Shift wrote, Frolik is fucking possessed. The man knows what it takes to win a cup.
That is regards. That's just a general comment.
General comment, yeah.
Hey, I love Frolik. But he was the least productive of the 3M line. That was how we noticed.
Yeah, but he was flying out there.
He's always noticeable, Frolik, but either he's going to do something great or it's going to die on his stick. He'll get the puck, he'll have control of it, then one of two things are going to happen. And it's 50-50 almost. But he's always involved. He's always noticeable. Alright, he's possessed, I agree.
I would have liked to see a close-up of the eyebrows.
Yeah, I love the eyebrows. You can see it on our Facebook page. He's got the eyebrows.
Next comment, Charlie Balo wrote, "That tap in the ass by Smith.
Oh, yeah.
This is playoff hockey. Great game."
Was that off a Hamonic block?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it must have been.
Hamonic, he set the tone at the start of the year with that fight when Dubé broke his jaw. But, he's done so much this year that leader by example.
Did you see Gudbranson go down in Pittsburgh?
I did. Did he keep playing or did he leave the game?
I think he left the game. I don't know how bad his injury was.
Yeah, it looked like an ankle.
Karma?
Maybe.
Doxing
wrote, "That video review was longer than the amount of time the Oilers were in a playoff spot."
That was long. The broadcasters were suggesting because it was a communication feed problem.
I think it was, because there's no way it takes that long to review it.
Yeah. I mean, it was a gusty challenge. A little bit of Kachuk's jersey gets caught up in Grubauer's stick.
Yeah. And Kachuk got pushed in the crease.
He got pushed in. Grubauer got set. He was not in the blue paint at the time of the tip.
And he probably wouldn't have stopped anyways. That was a nice tip.
The tip was too good anyways. All of this factored. Should have been immediate.
Exactly. I hate video review.
I hate video review too.
It kind of ruins the whole moment.
I hate talking to Toronto. Just give those refs the stupid tablet. They have 1-2 looks. Just sad.
Yeah. Last comment here is from Ironborn Vigilance.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. He wrote, "Smith looks like he felt that save in his groin." Yeah, we commented on that already. So that's really the number one concern coming out of this game is Smith's groin.
Yeah, we checked all through the media. I mean, if it did happen, no one's talking about it, probably with good reason.
No, he blew out his groin a year ago, so it's status quo.
Status quo.
Still groin problems.
Well, we could make predictions on when we'll see Riddick. It feels like there's no if about it. We should see Riddick at some point.
Yeah, I'm guessing round 2. That's my guess right now.
All right.
What do you think?
If Colorado puts up some kind of resistance here or takes us to 6 or 7 games, we might see Riddick.
Yeah.
If that happens, I mean, you don't want to let Smith bring the team down. I don't know.
Yeah, it really depends how it plays out.
Yeah.
Let's do a Game 1 Great Balls, and then we'll
Game 1 Great Balls?
Yeah, Game 1 Great Balls of Fire, given to a player who showed a premium pair in tonight's game.
You go first.
Okay, well, I'll take the obvious one. Mike Smith.
Mike Smith!
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
To blow out your groin, continue to play well. That means you got some strong balls down there. So, good job. I've doubted you all year, but you did not pull Brian Elliott. At least for one day, you are king of the city. Good job, Mike Smith.
Yeah, no doubt. The whole stadium chanting his name. It really was quite something. But I think it was his first shutout this season, and the only shutout in the Game 1 playoffs. So, big accomplishment. When you were saying obvious, I thought it would be Mangiapane, so I'm taking him. Game-winning goal. Rookie.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
First playoff game. Honorable mention goes to Hathaway for causing the turnover. Mangiapane drives it to the net, makes a move, puts a backhand. Nice.
Yeah, and we probably should give honorable mention to Kachuk, too, who had a fantastic game. But there's only 2 winners, so...
His name will be dropped further on.
He'll be back, I think. Okay, great. Well, that about does it for the podcast. You started your playoff beard, Dan?
That's right. Eyes are mine. Ben Scott's Muzzy. A couple clean faces out there, Neil. We'll see how hairy that gets.
Yeah, we'll update in Game 2 on the facial hair situation. So, we'll talk after Game 2. Thanks for listening to the podcast. I'm Nate.
I'm Dan.
Yeah, baby!